Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Vice-Chancellor, staff and honoured guests of Hope University, and, just as important today, those receiving degrees and their guests. Before today's conferment of degrees takes place, can I welcome you all to the Metropolitan Cathedral here in Liverpool. We are very pleased to be hosting these graduation ceremonies this year, and we want you to enjoy and feel at home in this magnificent building. For the benefit of those of you who may be visiting our cathedral for the first time, I'd just like to offer a very brief word about the significance and the role of this building. This is the principal cathedral for the Catholic diocese in the north of this country and is the seat of the Archbishop of Liverpool. It was opened in 1967 alongside the Lutyens Crypt, which is part of an earlier scheme for a cathedral on this site. It is one of the most recognised and unique buildings of its era, and now an often used and familiar symbol of the city of Liverpool. It was designed and built to respond to the changing needs within the Catholic Church and the changing understanding of the role of a cathedral within the wider community. As you can see, looking round, it's very much a building of its time in terms of its design and the materials that were used in its construction. It was completed in 5 years, instead of the much longer periods of time it would have taken to build a more traditional style of building. And I include myself, many of us have seen this cathedral being built and in use within our lifetime. It is a unique and magnificent building, but the architecture only tells a part of the significance of this place. A more important element is its whole purpose as a living place of Catholic Christian worship and community activity. It is a thriving and busy place with events and services taking place here constantly. Over the years, we've had a close association with Hope University, working in partnership in a variety of ways. And we've also been the venue where many of the most significant events in the life of the university have been celebrated, along with our sister cathedral down the road. So it is not just the grandeur of this building, but also our close links with Hope University, which make it a most suitable place to celebrate your graduations here today, and to recognize the achievements and fruits of your hard work, and also a place to give thanks to God on reaching this moment. I offer my congratulations to all who are receiving degrees today, your families and your friends. I hope that you have an enjoyable celebration, and I wish you well for the future. Thank you.
Please stand. Let us pray. God of wisdom, fill us with the truth that sets us free. God of joy, accept our gratitude, praise, and wonder. God of new beginnings, encourage those who graduate today in their next steps along the way. God of truth, freedom, and love, inspire our celebration. Bless those who have achieved so much and send us out to serve your kingdom in the world. In the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be able to welcome you also to this graduation ceremony on behalf of the university. It's just always a joy to meet the parents and families of our graduates and to be able to spend a day together, not just a brief 5 minutes on stage, but a real day together. So welcome, and welcome to this wonderful place of worship. We're better, as the Dean says. Can we meet as a community, regardless of whether we have a faith or not? But we're better in the world than to stop in a beautiful place of worship and to say thank you. So this graduation and all our graduations are always special at Hope, and we put a lot of effort and take a lot of pride in them. But this is also the year we are 175 years old. It marks 175 years since the founding of our first college in 1844. Now think a moment about that. 1844, only 6 universities in England, 2 of them medieval, and none of them accept women or admit Jews or Catholics. That's the England of the 1840s. And these colleges that become Hope after several years, these colleges create the first opportunities for women beyond high school, create the mechanisms for the first schools so that 90% of the population excluded from education could now, for the first time, be educated in England. So the university we're proud of has a proud history itself. And this 1844 is some 50-odd years before the founding of the first red brick universities in England. This is an heritage that all our graduates will continue. This is your university, and this is what we stood for now for 175 years. And until the Lord comes, we hope we'll be faithful to those values, those virtues, and in fact, to that mission, to create opportunities for the whole society, regardless of background or the color of one's skin or from the postcode we come from. Everybody must have a solid education, and that's what we stand for. And that's what we celebrate today. So welcome, everybody. And now I declare open this congregation for the conferment of degrees.
Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, graduands, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by saying that it's a pleasure and an honour to have been asked by the Vice-Chancellor to give this address. Perhaps one of those reasons is because I'm about to retire after 30 years of service to this university. You'll be pleased to know that I don't intend to give you my thoughts on the government's latest educational policies, nor do I wish to burden you with a discourse on how to manage a university through turbulent times, where we're left to guess what the government's strategy of the day might be, or to operate through a government funding void, or to have to react to the ever-increasing short-termism of government thinking. And I'm aware that government thinking is something of an oxymoron. Instead, for the last time before I retire, and given that this is our last graduation ceremony of 2019, I thought I'd make this a little more personal and talk a little more about myself. I stand before you as a professor of social responsibility, a Doctor of Philosophy, the Dean of Arts and Humanities, and as a Pro-Vice Chancellor at this outstanding university, where for almost 15 years I've had the enormous privilege of having responsibility for the university resources and its operations. Now, all of this is beginning to sound a little egocentric. Look at me, look what I've achieved. But this is the end of my story, and what I really want to share with you is the journey to this point. I was born and brought up in a council house in a small village in the fenlands of rural Lincolnshire. My father worked in the local butchery, and my mum became a part-time dinner lady at the primary school after my brother and I had left. And throughout my formative years, in fact until I was about 12, we had no car, no TV, no telephone. In fact, very little. And there are absolutely no expectations that I would be in any way academic. In fact, if I'd mentioned this at the tea table some 50 years ago, it would have been met not only with derision, but with some amazement that I knew anything at all about universities and their workings. All of this was well beyond the scope of my family's experience, and indeed those in the neighbourhood. Higher education was something that happened to others, and usually came with the words, "Those who are far better off than we are." And so this journey has left an indelible mark on me, a realization of the incredible, transformational and liberating power of education, particularly having a degree, which has opened doors that I previously didn't know existed, and it has shaped my philosophy and thinking throughout my career. So hopefully the end of my story is now obvious. For I firmly believe that if I can achieve this, so can any one of our graduates who leave us this afternoon. And it is to them that I turn to now, to my left and over to the right. Let me ask you to look at those who are about you, sitting in front of you or behind, because sitting among you today, we have the leaders of tomorrow. Headmasters, headmistresses, educational directors, psychologists, inspectors, civic leaders, governors, councillors, college principals, professors, JPs, MPs, mayors, mayoresses, lords and ladies. And I'm not talking in the hypothetical. The last two mayors of this fine city studied with us, and we have two former graduates in the House of Lords making decisions that affect the 60 million people that make up this great country. And so as I step down, it's your turn to step up. You are the intellect of tomorrow. You will be the people that write the next page in the history books of this great country. And you will be the people that inspire and lead the next generation. This is an enormous responsibility, but you have a degree from this outstanding university with its gold star for teaching excellence and its exceptional rankings in the league tables that places us as the top university in Liverpool and the third in the Northwest. So go out with confidence. Use the skills that you've honed throughout your studies of resilience, commitment, and determination. And be the one that unlocks the doors to face the challenges that lie behind. Be the one who leads the way. Be the one who seeks the solution. And be the one that makes a difference in the world. And then every year, on the 18th of July, stop and remember. Remember your time here at this university. Remember your friends. Remember your tutors. Remember the trials and the celebrations. And stay in touch. Be one of our proud alumni, going out and doing good. And so it is now time for me to step down for the last time. Let me finish by wishing each and every one of you every hope for the future and every success in whatever you do. Thank you and God bless.
Vice-Chancellor, by virtue of a joint mandate of the Senate and the Council of the University, Professor Simon Armitage is to be awarded with the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, in this university. Professor Simon Armitage was born in West Yorkshire and is an award-winning poet and lyricist who also writes extensively for theatre, television, and radio. Professor Armitage has won numerous accolades, including a prestigious Ivor Novello Award for his lyrics in the BAFTA award-winning television film Feltham Sings. He has received the Sunday Times Young Author of the Year, one of the first Forward Prizes, an Eric Gregory Award, a Lannan Award, the Keats Shelley Prize, the Hay Medal for Poetry, and the Queen's Gold Medal for Poetry. Professor Armitage is Professor of Poetry at the University of Leeds and was elected Professor of Poetry at the University of Oxford from 2015 to 2019. In 2019, he was Holmes Visiting Professor at Princeton University and elected Honorary Fellow at Trinity College, Oxford. Recently, Professor Armitage published his 12th full collection of poetry, Sandetti Light Vessel Automatic, which follows the unaccompanied and Paper Aeroplane selected poems 1989 to 2018. He is also the author of 2 novels and 2 best-selling memoirs, Walking Home and Walking Away. His acclaimed modern translation of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight in 2009 has sold over 100,000 copies, and his translation of Pearl won the International PEN America Award for Poetry in Translation. Professor Armitage's interest in poetry that exists beyond the page is also revealed by commissions such as Stanza Stones, which culminated in a set of poems inspired by the Pennine watershed, which were then carved onto stones across the upland by artist Pip Hall. Poems in the Air led to 6 poems that can be heard using a mobile phone app in the locations where they were written in Northumberland National Park. In 2016, Professor Armitage's book, Still, responded to the First World War aerial photographs of the Somme. In 1999, Professor Armitage was named the Millennium Poet. He was elected a Fellow of the Royal Society of Literature in 2004 and awarded the CBE for services to poetry in 2010. In May 2019, Professor Armitage was appointed Poet Laureate. Thus, I present to you this distinguished man for award of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority of my authority as Vice-Chancellor and on behalf of the Senate and the Council of the University, I confer upon you, Professor Simon Armitage, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, of this university. Congratulations.
Thank you.
just wanted to begin by congratulating everybody who's graduated today. It's your day, really. I feel a little bit sheepish standing here. You've worked for 3 or 4 years, and I've just driven over from Huddersfield. But many, many congratulations to everybody. A friend of mine, another poet, receiving a prize once remarked, if I'd have known I was going to win, I would have tried harder. And I have a little bit of a sense of that standing here. So thank you very much for this honour. I'm flattered. Poets are always happy when they have readers and audiences. Some will tell you that they aren't, and some will write as if they couldn't care less. But I do care, and it's incredibly rewarding to think that my work has been deemed worthy of this kind of recognition. I was told, and I hope that it's still the case, that this conferment is in regard to poetry I've written for those whose voices have gone unheard or ignored or have been suppressed or in some cases completely silenced. These are marginalized people living on the edges of society. Addicts, prisoners, the homeless, the damaged, the abused, the left behind, and the lost. People whose stories I've tried to tell in documentaries and dramas and with music, but always through poetry, because I've always believed that poetry has the power to cut through, has a direct line to the hearts and minds of those who read and hear it, and has far more potential than just appearing between the covers of a slim volume, or as something we usually refer to as literature. The ancient Greeks knew this. Why can't I? Why can't we? I'm going to read a passage of poetry today, taken from a verse drama called Black Roses, about a young woman called Sophie Lancaster, who had a life very cruelly taken away from her when she was a student. I never met her, but channeled her voice through the voice of her mother, Sylvia Lancaster, who's become a very passionate campaigner for the rights of people from different subcultures and youth cultures. Sophie was, by all accounts, a live and let live person, someone who adored life for being incorrigibly plural and for the drunkenness of things being various, as Louis MacNeice put it in his poem Snow. To be of that persuasion, to like and even love people for what they are, requires a very particular quality, a quality I want to endorse today, called empathy. If I can urge you, as young people about to embark on your adult life, and as a poet filling the Thought for Today slot at today's proceedings, if I can encourage you to develop any particular life skill or sensibility, it's that of empathy. We're all acutely aware of the importance of identity politics, of being allowed to be who we are. But I'm talking about something slightly different, about recognizing and understanding and being on the side of others, of believing that the world needs people unlike ourselves, including, on occasions, our opposites. I'm endorsing the window rather than the mirror, the window that Sophie Lancaster is looking out of in this poem, watching the world go by. And in favouring the window over the mirror, I'm being particularly discouraging of the black mirrors of our phones and our devices, because it interests me to think that Black Roses was written in the days, hours and minutes before social media became so prevalent in our lives. At about the same time, I went to a university in Hong Kong to give a reading, and one thing the students wanted to know during the question and answer session was, where do the poems come from? When I told them that they came from daydreams, they were bewildered, for the simple reason that they didn't have time to daydream, because all their waking hours were filled with study and practice and exams. They didn't have the luxury of just letting their minds drift from one word or one idea to another, of spending time in the deep-lying, unpublished adventure of their own thoughts. I see that same trend in the UK now, not just because of exam pressure, but through that tendency to fill every gap in the day with an obsessive-compulsive, involuntary swipe of the screen, either to curate our self-images in the echo chamber of the internet, or to stroke somebody else's ego with a tick or a heart, or to aim a blow at somebody else from a safe distance. I'm worried that we're losing the habit of thinking, of dwelling on something, of drifting away if we need to, because I believe that it's in those episodes of free association that we develop the capacity to imagine. And unless we can imagine, we can't think what it must be like to be somebody else, and then we can't empathize with them. So here's Sophie's voice with no distractions other than the great parade of humanity walking past her door, a carnival or procession of otherness to be saluted and celebrated. O come all ye faithful, all ye hikers and campers, all ye steppers and skankers, all ye night shift workers and daylight shirkers, ye mods and rockers and emos and moshers and joggers and sloggers and slackers and slickers, all ye swimmers and sinkers and grafters and thinkers, all ye fly posters and bill stickers, ye goths and ye straights and ye groovers and ravers, movers and shakers, butchers and bakers, all ye pinheads and potheads and veggies and vegans and coppers and preachers and posties and traders, ye night hawks and ye dawn treaders, ye speed freaks and ye metal merchants, scrimpers and savers, beggars and trailblazers, all ye chancers and mystics and givers and takers, ye skinheads and suede heads and non-believers, all ye tattooed crusties, all ye crested Mohicans, all ye folkies and rappers and ragamuffins and rastas and clubbers and dubbers and mixers and suited commuters and duckers and divers and salesmen and truckers and lollipop ladies and beatniks and peaceniks and street kids and skaters, all ye rat racers and ye money servants, all ye dancers and DJs and Sunday drivers, all ye trippers and heavies and slackers and hippies and hawkers and vendors and takers and lenders, and ye dog walkers and ye dawdlers, and ye pot washers and ye curtain raisers, all ye late starters and ye early risers, all ye faces and names, all ye crazy parade, I say, be as ye be. I say, breathe and let breathe. I say, welcome thee. Thank you.
The University Service and Leadership Award is offered as an extracurricular programme involving service-based experiences, development of leadership potential, and the equipping of students for a career in a rapidly changing world. It is a direct enhancement to a degree as something which is complementary but different, and which has a distinct value-added component. It is for those who particularly want to make a difference in this world, to be involved in the development of a moral and ethical society, and to gain an understanding of social justice. There are 53 students who have worked hard to complete the Service and Leadership Award and are graduating this summer. We celebrate their achievement across the graduation ceremonies this week, and today we welcome 20 of them to the platform. They are George Adamson, Maria Torres, Kirsty Daltrey, Neve Harris, Cora Hatton, Ellie Jenkins, Grace Last, Neve Maguire, Simone Murphy, Rachel Bills, Rosemary Booth, Alexandra Clark, Laura Davis, Elizabeth Howard, Martina Kavanagh, Clodagh McLaughlin, Aveen Morgan, Kushla Murphy, Melanie Sloan, and Emily Murphy. Please join me in congratulating them on their achievements.
As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way.
Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down to the river to pray.
As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, brothers, let's go down to the river to pray.
As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way.
Oh, sinners, let's go down, come on down. Oh, brothers, let's go down to pray. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way.
Oh, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, brothers, let's go down to the river to pray.
As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way.
Oh, sinners, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sinners, let's go down to the river to pray. Oh, sinners, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sinners, let's go down to the river to pray.
Vice Chancellor, in the name of the Senate, I present to you for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in this university the following candidates.
By virtue of the authority invested in me, I admit them to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in this university.
Margaret Book. Title of thesis: Renewing the Church-State Partnership for Catholic Education. In light of changes to the English national educational policy context since the Academies Act 2010, Margaret's thesis examines the relationship between the Catholic Church and the English state with regard to the provision of education in diocesan Catholic schools. Her research proposes why, where, and how this partnership should be modified and reinforced in order that the needs of children learning and growing to maturity in Catholic schools, the mission of the Church, and the common good of society can be addressed. I present to you Margaret Book.
Sophia Doctoral, title of thesis: Questioning Representations of International Students' Parents in the UK. Sophia's thesis investigates educational dilemmas related to the experience of international students with parental responsibilities undertaking doctoral or master's research in the UK. The study takes into account various issues, including the recent global changes in the metricization of higher education in relation to the changing concept of the global in neoliberal and post-colonial context. The thesis deals with questions about care in academia and includes the representation and the present positioning of participants within neoliberal and post-colonial discourses. I present to you Sophia Doctoral.
Eamon O'Cone. Title of thesis: Teacher-Child Power Relations, Children's Interpretations and Experiences in Nigerian Classrooms. Eamon O'Cone's study employed a participatory research methodology to explore children's experiences of teacher-child power relations in Nigerian private schools, where regimes of regulation, surveillance, frequent testing, high-stakes examinations, and corporal punishment dominate. The research observed that whilst critical of teacher control, children's interpretations of their experiences encompass socio-cultural patterns of adult-child interactions that emphasize, naturalize, and legitimize adult control over children, Furthermore, children competently exploit lapses in teacher control to achieve their own ends. In conclusion, the study calls for dialogue around possibilities and scope of extending children's choices, responsibility, and power in Nigerian classrooms. I present to you Emin Okon.
Claire Warden. Title of thesis: The Creation and Theorization of Nature Pedagogy, a Narrative Inquiry. Claire's work, based at a nature-based innovation site for 2 to 5-year-old children at Auckland Nature Kindergarten, Scotland, expands existing research on outdoor play and learning. It theorises a personal nature pedagogy by drawing on multiple threads of indigenous worldviews, quantum biology, multimodal inquiry, incorporating graphics, film and making, and existing texts by the author. It impacts the sustainable educational practice of others through the explication of their own unique nature pedagogy as the art of being and learning with the natural world inside, outside and beyond, demonstrated through a set of values and principles. I present to you Claire Warden.
Vice Chancellor, in the name of the Senate, I present to you for admission to the master's degree in this university the following candidates.
By virtue of the authority invested in me, I admit them to the master's degree in this university.
Rebecca Brennan. Maxine Cushing. Diane Higgins. Amra Rafiq. Beth Jones. Julie White. Molly Satkins. Christina Nat. Rachel Butler. Jay Brown. Craig Jalling. Daniel Rankin. Rebecca Turner. Jason Everett. Kevin McCullen. Catherine Hancock. David Barnett. Joseph Bibi, Tanit Tompkinson, Sanga Nicholas, John Griffiths, Louise Corbett, Catherine Scully, Eleanor Wingrave, Lauren Stott, James Austin, Jennifer Avery, Emma Liddy, Catherine O'Neill, Charlotte Cooper, Rachel Groves, and Lucy Shard.
Vice-Chancellor, in the name of the Senate, I present to you for admission to the Bachelor's degree with honours in this university the following candidates.
By virtue of the authority invested in me, I admit them to the Bachelor's degree with honours in this university.
George Adamson. Chelsea Azhead. Ruhi Ahmed. Salina Akram. Shelley Alderson. Rebecca Allen. Amy Anderson. Cedra Arif. Jake Ashmore. Lisa Ashton. Joanne Ashurst. Charlotte Baki. Hanin Baha. Karen Bailey. Zoe Bailey. Rebecca Barlow. Mandy Beckett. Sophie Bennett. Pippa Berry. Melissa Biggin. Jodie Lee Boardman. Emma Brown. Heather Brown. Marie Buckley, Georgia Bergen, Caitlin Butcher, Michael Canning, Debbie Challoner, Victoria Cherry, Joanne Clark, Casey Cockerill, Robin Collins, Jade Cowan, Lauren Cronshaw, Brona Cullen, Martina Cusack, Kirsty Daltrey, Jodie Danby, Laurie Davies, Sarah Davies, Jessica D, Megan Deary, Charlotte Devereaux, Eleanor Dinu, Ify Doherty, Shannon Donnelly, Rosanna Doolan, Paige Dowdall, Abigail Downing, Nicole Doyle, Hannah Dearden, Victor Eborka, Olivia Entwistle, Shannon Evans, Eleanor Farnham, Maria Flynn, Jessica Fraser-Kelly, Rachel Gallagher, Kerry Gell, Hannah Gooding, Maria Gooding, Faye Griffiths, Laura Griffiths, Laura Grimes, Stephanie Hacking, Rebecca Hanna, Jane Harris, Neve Harris, Jordan Harrop, Cora Hatton, Eloise Howarth, Louise Howarth, Nicola Howarth, Abby Hegarty, Julie Helm, Louise Hennessy, Rebecca Henry, Helen Hill, Karen Hodson, Louise Hollins, Lydia Holt, Robert Hutton, Lindsay Ireland, Ellie Jenkins, Holly Jenkins, Abigail Jennings, Jennifer Johnston, Lisa Jones, Nikita Kaur, Lucy Kildunn, Grace Last, Holly Lax, Jessica Lauren, Hannah Machin, Gemma Macmillan, Neve Maguire, Orla McDade, Josephine McCauley, Chloe McCann, Nicola McCarthy, Aisling McCrory, Sky McDowell, Caitlin McLaughlin, Melissa Moores, Abigail Morrison, Helen Mortimer, Simone Murphy, Danielle Murtagh, Gina Norman, Annette O'Connor, Anna O'Hagan, Lucy O'Reilly, Ashley Ormerod, Megan Parker, Charlotte Pitchforth, Aaron Porter, Alexandria Power, Ewan Price, Laura Quinn, Dana Reeves, Charlotte Reynolds, Connor Robinson, Suzanne Robinson, Danielle Rostrom, Zoe Rutherford, Zoe Schofield, Danielle Sellers, Kate Spencer, Sonia St. James, Holly Stevens, Caitlin Taberner, Abigail Taylor, Kimberly Taylor, Charlie Thomas, Claire Thornley, Misha Vickers, Kaylin Ward, Naomi Walk, Erin Webster, Amber Whitehead, Charlotte Williams, Avital Wineapple, Jill Woods, Maxine Woods, Zahida Yousaf, Caitlin Ahern, Rachel Bills, Rosemary Booth, Sophie Ditchfield, Samantha Edwards, Jake Hassel, Joseph Hendry, Nathan Murray, Hayley McKinney, Georgia Mullen, Kirsty O'Connor, Michaela Ramsey, Katie Ryder, Lydia Sweetmore, Sarah Wilson, Maya Abbas, Daniel Hamilton, Aaron Jones, Sean Lolaw, and Christiane Wong.
Josephine Adams, Lauren Baird, Nicole Bamford, Francesca Barbato, Karen Barnfield, Megan Barnacle, Samantha Barrow, Catherine Barton, Megan Basley, Charlotte Baxendale, Joseph Bird, Dylan Bloomer, Caitlin Bracken, Julie Brady, Caitlin Brown, Mary Brown, Georgia Buckland, Katie Butler, Julia Camperis, Alice Chapman, Rebecca Chidlaw, Alexandra Clark, Georgia Clowes, Hannah Coleman, Molly Cormican, Katie Craig, Philippa Cassani, Catherine Davis, Laura Davis, Laura Davis, Scott Davis, Lucy Dew, Elizabeth Dixon, Hannah Dunn, Neve Doran, Chloe Dowling, Evangeline Edwin, Mary Beth Furhurst, Michael Farrell, Danny Fisher, Jordan Fleming, Cara Flynn, Emmy Foley, Ellie Gavin, Megan Gill, Anya Gordon, Olivia Guy, Rebecca Hall, Neve Hardman, Lauren Harity, Abigail Heller, Peter Heron, Sarah Hesketh, Ryan Hilton, Ross Hinks, Bethany Houlihan, Molly Horton, Elizabeth Howard, Alexandra James, Rachel Jocelyn, Eleanor Johnson, Chelsea Jones, Stephanie Jones, Emma Corelius, Martina Kavanagh, Chiara Keeney, Georgia Keaton, Kennedy Kent, Adele Kioff, Melissa King, Emma Lyons, Aoife Smith, Sarah Matchett, Louise McGorman, Megan McCarter, Rachel McCormick, Antoine McGinn, Clodagh McGoughlin, Harriet McLean, Ciara McMullen, Olivia McNabb, Chloe McVie, Olivia Mills, A.V. Morgan, Kushla Murphy, Nadine O'Boyle, Samantha Orford, Jennifer Orr, Eloise Parry, Kristin Pass, Jamie Powell, Lauren Price, Neve Quinn, Amy Ratcliffe, Katrina Riley, Erin Robertson, Hannah Saunders, Rebecca Scott, Amy Selfridge, Emma Senior, Eleanor Sylvester, Lauren Slater, Melanie Sloan, Eleanor Smith, Jade Stevenson, Alexandra Tarry, Matthew Telfer, Megan Tracy, Sophie Warwin, Bethany Whitfield, Ella Wilson, Catherine Adshead. Rebecca Allen. Caitlin Avery. Helena Banks. Ellie Mae Bartlett. Emma Beckett. Lindsay Bennett. Catherine Bothwell. Maeve Brocky. Lindsay Callan. Sophia Copen. Holly Collier. Molly Collinge. Jordan Cook. Emily Coop. Lauren Coyne. Joseph Curley. Kerridan Darragh Bartley. Hannah Louise Darville. Macaulay Davis. Charlotte Dewhurst. Amy Dixon. Megan Dodd. Rachel Doherty. Gary Dugan. Louisa Edwards. Suzanne Etchells. Hannah Fielson. Robin Foster. Megan Franklin. Bethany Glover. Stephanie Hall. Eve Harris. Zoe Harris. Katie Hawkins. Lorna Mae Hines. Abigail Hibbert. Rebecca Hick. Natalia Hickson. Katie Hill. Thomas Holmes. Shannon Houlihan. Tegan Hubbard. Jodie Hughes. Rebecca Hughes. Jan Hunter. Robin Huxley. Alexandra Johnson. Eleanor Jones. Sean Jones. Emma Kane. Chantal Keel-Faramond, Sarah Kenny, Alice Laird, Abigail Linton, Rena Lofthouse, Gwyn Lovibond, Caitlin Lynch, Caitlin McCalvey, Megan McClintock, Sarah McCorkle, Zoe McCormack, Brian E. McCoy, Effa McDevitt, Kirsten McElroy, Jenna McFarlane, Clodagh McFeely, Megan McLaurin, Christopher McKenna, Megan McMenamin, Nathan McQuaid, Georgia Meadows, Jordan Moorcroft, Emily Morgan, Courtney Morrow, Emily Murphy, Faye Murphy, Ryan O'Connor, Helen Owen, Riley Patry, Hannah Phillips, James Pleven, Talia Pollard, Elizabeth Poole, Lila Posthwaite, Lauren Price, Alison Rea, Anya Rice, Gemma Robinson, Stephanie Rogers, Jennifer Rugland, Shannon Scott, Emily Self, Shania Smith, Sophie Smith, Eve Starkey, Carl Stencil, Emily Taberner, Suzanne Taylor, Megan Thomas, Matthew Wareham, Nicola Watson, Helen Welsh, Gemma Whiting, Katie Wild, Ellen Wilkinson, Lee Williams, Olivia Williams, Sophie Williams, Jennifer Yeardsley, Anna Gasparini, Kellen Darty, and Michael O'Reilly. Vice-Chancellor, I make application to you to award the degrees listed to those candidates who have not been presented in person but whose names appear in the programme and who have indicated that they wish their degree to be awarded in their absence. I certify that they are worthy to receive those degrees and I stand as proxy for them.
I admit them to those degrees and I accept you as proxy. Could you please stand? I now declare closed this congregation of the university. Gratia Domini nostri Iesu Christi, et caritas Dei, et communicatio Sancti Spiritus, sit semper cum omnibus nobis. Amen.
Thank you.